Yes, so this is the third question. Now, before we move on, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so as a kind gesture to support this channel. Now, in this question, we have a connecting rod of mass 450 kilogram, which is suspended on a knife edge at a point 0.9 from the center of gravity. It is initially set swinging over a range of 35 degrees on either side of the vertical. When the oscillations become small, the period of the double swing is timed as 2.75 seconds. Determine the moment of inertia of the rod about an axis through its center of gravity perpendicular to the plane and of oscillation, and calculate the force on the knife edge at the extreme swing. So the equation of motion will be I theta dot dot plus mgh theta, which is equal to 0. So the natural frequency will be equal to square root of mgh all over I. Now, we all know the period is equal to 2 pi over omega n, which implies period will be equal to 2 pi square root of I over mgh. All right, now the period is given for the double swing. A single swing will be a half cycle, right? So double will be a full cycle, and the time for the double cycle is 2.75 seconds, and that's the period. So from here we can find the moment of inertia about the tip here, but the question asks us to find the moment of inertia at the center of gravity. So we have 2.75 to be equal to 2 pi square root of I over mgh, which implies 2.75 over 2 pi or square root times mgh is equal to I. So we have 2.75 over 2 pi all squared multiplying 450 times 9.81 times 0.9 equals I. So we have I to be equal to 761.1 kilogram meter. Kilogram meter squared. Now we know that I is equal to m k squared plus md squared, where the d here is equal to our h, which equals 0.9. So we can say 76. In fact, we can say I equals Ig plus md squared, and this is what you want, which is the mk squared. So yeah, you can just find that straight. So I minus md squared will be equal to Ig. We have the I, so 761.1 minus 450 times 0.9 squared should be equal to Ig. 761.1 396.6 equals Ig. Okay, so for the reactions at the knife edge, we begin by drawing the free body diagram and showing all the force acting on the bar or the connecting rod. So we have the width, we have the Ry, which is the reaction in the y direction. We have Rx reaction in the x direction. Then we have width mg acting here. Now here you are supposed to have the radial and then the tangential, which is ft and fr. But at the maximum swing or at the extreme swing, omega is equal to 0 because it will stop at this point before it will to return. So omega is equal to 0, and if omega is equal to 0, then the centripetal acceleration, which is omega squared r, will be equal to 0, and so fr will be equal to 0. The only forces that will be at play is the weight and then the tangential component. Now the tangential component makes an angle of what? Let's say theta, which is 35 degrees with the vertical, just as the body swings with what? 35 upwards. Now with this, if you put ft in components, we have ft x to be equal to ft, which should be somewhere here, right? So ft sine theta, and then ft y will be equal to ft cos theta. Now the ft is giving us m alpha r. So we need to find alpha, and we know I alpha is equal to minus mg h sine theta. So from here we can say alpha is equal to minus mg h on I sine theta, which is minus 450 times 9.81 times 0.9 sine 35 all over 761.1. So alpha now be equal to minus 450 times 9.81 times 0.9 sine 35 all on 761.1. So we have minus 2.994 rad per second square. So now determine the reactions. Say sum of forces in the x direction such that going to the right is positive is equal to 0. So we have fc going to the right, right? So rx plus ftx to be equal to 0. This implies rx to be equal to minus ftx. Now rx will be equal to minus into brackets m alpha r m alpha r rx so we can say rx to be equal to minus into brackets m alpha r sine theta, which means negative 450 multiplying negative 2.994 multiplying 0.9 multiplying sine 35. So rx will be equal to 450 times 2.994 times 0.9 sine 35. So rx we have negative 695.5 50 or 5 Newton. Then do for Ry, so sum of forces in the y direction that are going up is positive is equal to 0. So we have Rx minus mg. So you could see mg is coming down, ft is coming down, ft sine cos theta is coming down. So all right, I think I didn't do this one clearly. So if ft is making an angle theta with a vertical, then we have ft cos theta in the y direction, ft sine theta in the x direction. I'm just like this. So so from this guy. So you can say Ry minus mg minus ft cos theta is equal to 0. And that means Ry is equal to mg minus plus ft cos theta. 450 times 9.81 plus 450 multiplying negative 2.994 negative 2.994, which is the alpha r, right? The r is 0.9. Yeah, of course, 35. So this yields 450 times 9.81 minus 450 times 2.994 times 0.9 cos 35. So this gives us 3.3421.220. Okay, so Rx equals negative 695.5 Newton. Ry equals 3421.22 Newton.